shine your light on me.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight with your award-winning host, Dale Davidson. Dale interviews fascinating guests from top-ranked celebrities to people just like you who have an important story to tell. For more than 15 years, Dale has broadcast every week from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip. He finds the people who really make Las Vegas a one-of-a-kind city and lets the world know just what's happening in this remarkable town. You'll discover why 50 million people visit the entertainment capital of the world every year. Stay tuned for another exciting episode of Las Vegas Tonight.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight. I'm your host, Dale Davidson. Thank you so much for tuning in. And believe me, you're going to be glad. Kristi King is with us. She's a great songstress. She's been regaling us before we rolled tape. She has an impression we're going to sort of keep secret for now. She does a lot of different people. And we're really, really pleased to have her come in from Palm Springs. Thank you for joining us,
Thank
Kristi.
you for having me.
I appreciate it so much.
It's a treat.
Yes, thank you.
Especially in Las Vegas.
Oh, isn't it great?
Yes.
Vegas is great.
Mm-hmm.
And you're accustomed to being here? You spend some time here? Yeah.
Back in the day, I really spent some time here.
Did you?
You know,
Yeah.
I worked here a lot. But
Did you?
yeah, I come back and forth now, and I love it.
Yeah. You were singing then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a headliner and lounge acts, what were you doing?
I did a lot of the lounges, the hotels, lounges.
Right.
And I also did a few main showrooms.
Wow, that's
and
great.
then, which I know you're going to be talking about later, but
Yes.
the big show that I did back in the day. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about your early life.
Oh, boy.
The young Kristi King.
Yes.
You look young now.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. It's true. You're a beautiful lady.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about where you grew up and what Kristi King's life was like as a child.
Okay. I was raised in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
And by my beautiful mother, who raised 3 children. And my mom was a professional singer.
Oh,
and
okay.
she gave up her career to raise her children.
Yes.
So she heard me singing one day in the bedroom. I had the ironing cord in my hand, and I was staring at myself in the mirror singing. I think it was a Supreme song.
Yeah.
And she came in and she said, "Oh my goodness, Kristi, you have such a good voice, and do you want to sing?" And of course I did. So
that's wonderful.
She got me a vocal coach, which was Al Berkman.
Okay.
That's in my bio. He taught the Musketeers and the Kristi Minstrels.
Wow.
Yeah, he was big back in the day.
Yeah.
And so 6 years of that.
In Portland.
And well, actually, that actually was in California. My mom brought me down, and we stayed down here, and we would go back and forth occasionally. But
I see.
so
Okay.
I sort of back and forth there for a few years.
Okay.
But and then my career really kind of started in Portland.
Oh, it did.
Very young.
Yeah. How old were you?
9.
9 years old.
Yes.
A professional singer at 9.
I was. I actually got paid.
What was that like?
That was heavenly.
Were your friends jealous? Were your friends amazed?
I don't remember that. I get asked that a lot, but I don't remember that because I was so full of fun. I was a real tomboy, but I was really kind of snapped into a little celebrity kind of a thing, when I was young. And they'd come to do an interview of me, and I'd be like beating up some kid in the backyard, playing softball. Or I really was a tomboy. And then my mom would say, "You got to get cleaned up because people are coming over here, to do interviews." But yeah, it's very, very young. And my mom actually had to get a special permit. It's also in my bio that for me to sing in clubs. I sang in nightclubs when I was 10.
Wow.
And then I did the...
I didn't even know that was allowed.
Well, it really wasn't allowed, but as long as I had a judge's permission and a special license, they would keep me in the back kitchen. That's where I grew to love food. And I would have to come back when I was off stage, And my mom was sort of a little stage mom, She did my hair and my makeup and made my clothes. And it was an exciting time. And then I wound up headlining the Oregon State Fair.
Wow, that's
3
big.
years in a
State
row.
fairs
And I
are
was about
big.
this big, you know.
Wow,
So I was sort of
yeah.
like the little Shirley Temple of Portland, Oregon.
Did you dance too, like Shirley?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I were a dancer, but I
Yeah.
cannot claim that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What kind of songs did you sing? Do you remember?
Oh,
when you
sure.
were that
My very
age?
first was Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity A.
Oh, that's a great song.
And Give Me a Little Kiss.
Ooh.
Will ya, huh? What are you gonna miss? Will ya, huh? Oh my gosh, so many.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had special songs that that were put in front of me, you know, to learn that were suitable for my age.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I had the opportunity to be on Lawrence Welk's show
Really?
and the Joey Bishop show, but they thought I was too young at the time.
Oh, really?
So,
Wow.
but I have the letters, the actual letters in my hope chest from both of them.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, so that's where it started.
Did you spend a lot of time in Hollywood? Did you then, as you got older, did you go down to Hollywood?
I did.
Yeah.
That's sort of the
What was
next
that
step,
like?
you know,
Yeah.
when I graduated from high school.
Right.
I immediately, well, first I went to Chicago.
Yeah.
And then my father lived there. And then from there I went to Hollywood. And that's really where it all just kind of started, you know,
Yeah.
as 18, 19. And my career just kind of took off. I just, yeah.
Were you doing movies or TV?
I went to acting academy.
Oh,
I
okay.
went to a 2-year curriculum, Van
Yeah.
Ma Academy. Your executive producer, producer, he knew of that school actually.
Oh, okay.
And so that was
Okay, Rick.
interesting.
Yeah.
That was interesting. It was right in
Yeah.
the heart of Hollywood, and I loved every minute. And I did some things. I did some feature films. I did a couple little commercials, but that wasn't really my focus. I just thought it would help
Yes.
me be a better performer.
Yes.
To know how to act.
Oh, okay.
And
it was all about singing for you.
It was all about singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you work the clubs in L.A.?
Oh yes, up and down the boulevard in
Sunset Strip.
Well, a little bit in Sunset Strip. Most notably was Carlos and Charlie's, and that's where I opened up for Joan Rivers actually.
Wow.
And that was really exciting. And she was really not that well known at all. I mean, she was known to be funny, but she wasn't a star yet.
Yes.
And so I opened for her there and at the Ye Little Club. I don't know if anybody remembers that. That was a very popular Beverly Hills haunt
Oh, is that right?
back in the day. So
Wow, that's nice.
There's a lot of things that happened all in between all of this.
Let's
but
talk about the
those
in-between.
Those are some of the fun things.
Let's go back to you graduated from high school.
Then went to Hollywood
Yeah,
after
yeah.
Chicago, and
Yeah.
then just started getting all these different jobs.
Yeah.
And started this show with my mom because I felt like she gave up so much, and my mom had the most beautiful voice. She sounded like Edie Gourmet.
Wow.
And she used to sing in a white gown on a white piano at the Thunderbird Hotel, you know, in Portland. So this is before she had us. And I just wanted her to just have that experience in that moment. So $30,000 later in production, and we opened at the Dunes Hotel in the main showroom, my mom and I. We were called the Jewels.
Wow.
And you know who was playing right next door at Caesar's Palace?
No, who?
That very same night was the Judds.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is weird.
We didn't even know that was going to be happening.
Yeah.
And maybe about a week before,
Mom, daughter.
we found out that and we thought, oh, well, we'll never have any people. We sold out. You know, that Dunes showroom held like, I think 500 and some odd people. I'm sure that they had many, many more at Caesar's. But we both did well.
Oh,
Mother and daughter. But nobody knew who we were.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
and my mom was
crazy.
so beautiful and so stunning. And it was just the biggest thrill for her. And I think even bigger thrill for me just to give that to her.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah. And then after that, someone saw me. And from some promo pictures. And I got the job as the lead singer for the Playboys Girls of Rock and Roll show.
Wow.
And that was at the Maxim Hotel.
Oh, yeah,
Way
sure.
back in the day.
I do remember
You do?
the Maxim, yeah.
Yeah, that was right
and I
behind the
remember
Barbary
hearing
Coast,
show.
I think.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
they're right. That's
I don't
right,
know what
right.
it is now, but
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What was your favorite show to work in Las
That one.
Vegas? That one?
That one for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Tell me
yeah.
about the production itself.
yeah, there were. There were 3 singers that would be out front,
Right.
and then there were 7 dancers.
Okay.
I think we had a 7-piece band, 7-piece band with 3 horn players.
Right.
So you can imagine how exciting that was.
That sounded
And then the
good,
dancers dancing behind you. I'd come flying in on a black Harley in this black, beautiful, sexy outfit, singing, Moni Moni.
Yeah.
And the background singers behind it. And so that went on for a long time. And every time I'd get off stage, all of us girls, the main girls, would have to go to the front where people exit and say goodbye and thank you and maybe sign our name, what have you.
Yeah.
And people used to always tell me that I looked like Nancy Sinatra.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I can see that.
I thought that was, I wasn't real familiar with her.
Yeah.
But I used to get Erin Moran from Happy Days when I was younger.
I can see that too, yeah.
And, Joni Loves Chachi, you remember that?
Yeah.
But then as I got older, because of course I was older than 21 at that point when I was in that show in Vegas, and Nancy Sinatra. So I thought that was kind of a trip. I remember thinking to myself, might have to do her one day,
Have you ever done it?
No, I've not done her because
she didn't have a lot of hits.
No, well, she had a few, not a lot. And they were all good ones too.
They were good songs.
And I love them.
They were way up there. These boots are made for walking.
I know, I love that one.
Yeah, you get to wear the boots. You'd wear the boots. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Now tell me about backstage. I've always wondered, do these people all get along? Do they all talk? Are they friends or are they enemies? How does that work?
That I know, and I've been asked that a lot of times too. Honestly, we all got along so well, and it was so much fun for me because I was in this back dressing room with all the singers, the female singers, and the dancers.
And you
We shared, but we had our own mirrors.
Yeah.
We'd be sitting right next to each other, putting on our makeup and fixing our hair and helping each other get dressed. And honestly, I only remember the best of that. I don't think I ever remember any bad experience. The girls were so amazing, and so was the band.
Nice
they had their own rooms and everything, but the singers and the dancers. So yes, we did. We got along great.
Wow. When you were going through it at the time, did you ever think, this is going to really be a highlight of my life? I need to remember everything.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I soaked it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I went back to LA, I mean, I've never forgotten it. And when people ask me, what's your favorite gig that you've ever done or show in your whole life, at my age, 35. Why are you laughing?
Not even 30, come on.
It is that show.
Yeah. We're kind of away from that now.
Oh, yes.
And the production shows are Cirque and, these big spectaculars. Do you miss the music? Do you miss the shows, coming and watching the shows?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to, God willing, that, maybe I can...
Maybe you'll be the one.
There's going to be lots of people. There are lots of people. There's some great shows out there, amazing talent. But I have a show that I definitely want to bring here that is so totally Las Vegas.
Wow, really?
And I know we're going to be delving into that.
Yes. We're going to save that for the second segment because we're only a couple of minutes away from wrapping up this segment. But we're going to have her for 3, so stick around. And make sure you tell your friends. What do you think it's going to take to get a brand new show off the ground? Connections.
I might have met just the right people.
Oh, that's
to help me get there.
Oh, that's nice.
There's a lot of tributes going on.
There certainly
and
are.
I would certainly be open to just doing Kristi King because that's who I am.
Yes.
But, the other thing that I do is absolutely perfect for Las Vegas.
Oh, okay, great.
So
you're going to need to stick around. This is called leaving them hanging. We'll find out everybody she does, including she's going to sing for us just a little bit. And won't that be fun? We'll be back with the amazing, entertaining Kristi King right after this.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Tonight. I'm your host, Dale Davidson. We've been having fun. You miss all the fun in the break because we laugh and talk. And it's great fun. And we're going to try to bring a lot of that into the second segment. Again, thanks for coming on, Kristi King.
My pleasure.
She's a charming woman and very talented, you're about to find out. I know tribute artists don't like to be called impersonators, but you don't really imitate your people. You kind of do, but it's a tribute to their art, to their talent, right? Is that the right way of putting it?
That's what we call it. We call it a tribute. Tribute to Doris Day, who's my number one.
Yes.
And impersonating, you know, I've been told since I was about 20 years old that I look and sound like Doris Day.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to say that I didn't listen to her and that wasn't in love with her, because I was.
Yeah.
My mother played her movies. She played her music.
I remember.
I loved her. She was my hero. And so I grew up with it. But I never practiced her or tried to sound like her. Maybe it just happened because I did admire her so much, or maybe it's just that I just happen to sound like her.
Yeah.
And as far as looking like her, I've never done anything to my face, so I do look like her.
Yes.
And when I put on the blonde wig and I smile, you know, it's Doris Day.
Doris.
And it's an honor, an absolute honor. So I really don't feel like I'm impersonating her.
Yes.
I'm just trying to be her.
Yes.
Because I love her so much.
Yes. And the audience just eats it up.
They feel it, yeah. They
go, I remember,
well, you know,
the memories come.
Everybody loves Doris Day. Matter of fact, we have two different Doris Day shows. Que Sera, Sera,
right,
celebrating the life of Doris Day.
Right.
And Everybody Loves Doris Day.
Right.
And
what's different about that show?
It's just, you know, she had so many hits. You know, you can't do them all, you know, in one show.
Right.
But the show is a lot. It's her life. It's her life, the men, the marriages, her son, the movies.
Oh yeah.
The movie stars that she got to kiss. You know, it's all that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all fact-based.
Yeah.
Yeah, the producer, Joan Merrill, who's my dear friend from Bellevue, Washington, is the one who put this together.
Okay.
And together we are partners, and we've been doing this for 15 years.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's available too, isn't it?
Yes, that's
is it this one?
Well, this is a CD that I recorded.
Que Sera, celebrating Doris Day.
We got the rights and the permission, of course, through, and paid the fees that you pay for ASCAP and all of those things you have to do, but wanted to make sure that we had no problems. And I did 11 of her greatest hits.
Wow.
And that is for sale, and we give the money to DDAF, which is Doris Day Animal Fund.
She was really into animals.
It was everything to her.
Yeah.
She donated everything she had in the end to animals.
Is that right?
Everything.
To that foundation.
Everything she had.
Wow. So she lived it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you learn about Doris Day that surprised you as you did the research for this show? Anything?
Well, I didn't do a lot of the original research. I knew of her songs, her movies. Joan Merrill is the one that really did. We wanted everything to be fact-based,
Yeah.
And so when I found out a lot of things about her, I didn't realize that, her marriages were not good.
Yeah,
And so
I
that
didn't
was,
know that either.
4. And so that's, that's sort of, it's sad. It's sad.
You don't want to know that, but yeah.
Yeah. And then
she's a person.
Yeah.
It happens to us.
It happens. She just did, and she always admitted it. She didn't have a good man picker. She wasn't a good man picker. A lot of us women can be very insecure, and you just go for I guess you go for the bad guy.
Yeah.
But she was so strong. So strong. And when you see the show, you're going to learn a lot of things that you never knew. She lost every dime she had. One of her husbands, Melcher, Marty Melcher, the last one.
The last one.
Had basically gambled away every dime she had without her knowing, and signed her up for the TV show without her knowing. And she did it. After he died, she did it because she had a contract and she felt obligated.
Yes.
And she sued. And she won a fraction, of what she lost, but basically she gained it all back in her TV show. That's how strong she was.
That's great.
And then poof, she was gone.
Yeah.
She moved to Carmel and started her animal foundation, and that was it.
Yeah, we didn't hear from her. Although it was a radio show, I think, that interviewed her every year on her birthday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And,
and Joan is very familiar with all of that.
Yeah. We're going to impose upon you to grace us with a song.
Oh.
Tell us about the song and why you do it.
Okay, well, first I'm going to do Kristi King.
Yes.
I'm going to be me. I've got to be me.
And we're very happy with that.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun, and maybe later I can do something else.
Okay.
But I would really like to do this song because it's one of my favorites, and it is the second favorite singer in my life. Number 1 is Doris Day, and number 2 is Karen Carpenter.
Karen Carpenter.
So,
of course, she could sing
and it's
little,
also one of my mom's favorite songs.
Oh, okay. Well, we will cue the maestro whenever you're ready.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. 'Cause on the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair, golden starlight in your eyes are blue. And that is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Close to you. 'Cause on the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair, golden starlight in your eyes are blue. And that is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Wow, you have pipes, girl.
Oh, thank you.
You did a great
Thank
job. Yeah. We're going to prevail upon you to sing another as Kristi King later on.
Really? Okay. All right.
Which ought to be great fun, I think, too.
Whatever you like.
Let's talk about faith just a little bit.
Sure.
I know you're a strong Christian. Tell me how you came to an understanding of how important Christ is in your life.
Just all the blessings I've been given my whole life, I don't think those just happen, but I mean, I grew up going to church with my mother, my grandmother, and Christmas and Easter were really big times, and we celebrated, and it just is instilled in me, and I don't, if I'm honest, I don't go to church every Sunday now like I did when I was younger, but as I was telling Terry, your executive producer, I basically I carry God around in my back pocket at all times.
Yes.
I actually was hoping to bring my little thing today that my sister gave me, but it's in a different purse, and it's a cross, and it fits right in the palm of my hand, and I keep that in my hand a lot.
Oh.
And you know how you see things all the time about people that need prayers and animals and the elderly and things like that, and so.
Sure.
I say my prayers, and every day when something good happens to me, I just thank Him. And at night,
praise never hurts.
I have a little prayer list for certain people. And my mother taught me something very valuable, and that is that whenever I pull into a parking lot, I say, "Hail Mary, full of grace, please find me a parking space." And guess what?
In this town, that's a good prayer to have.
Everybody that knows me goes, "I cannot believe it, but Kristi King, you always find a parking space." And I said, "That's correct."
You want to ride with her.
That's what He does for me.
You want to ride with her.
So, I carry him around in my pocket, and I try to be grateful and thankful every day for all the blessings.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Will you grace us with another song?
Well, I think I'm going to be doing that Doris Day song, but
okay.
I think I want to do that more in character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When we come back with segment 3, Doris will be with us. Yeah. That's wonderful that you still have the enthusiasm for it.
Gosh, I love it.
After
I just did a couple of shows at a venue in Palm Springs, where I live, and it was sold out both nights, and it was just the way people react.
There's so many tribute acts here, which people love.
Yes.
They just love them.
They do.
And I think we'd love to have you come back and be part of Las Vegas regularly.
I'm counting on it.
I hope you do.
It's Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley are going to have to move over because Doris is coming.
There you go. And that would be
Que sera, sera. What will be, will be.
Yeah. Which of the 2 shows will you do if you get a show here?
Oh, I'll do both shows. That way, there's always people can come back and see a completely different show because. Almost every single time I'm done with a show, people say, "Oh, I was so hoping you were going to do this song," And I can't do all those songs in one show. They'd be there for 12 hours.
She said so many hits.
So many. So that's why we did 2. And then I changed 3 times. I do 3 different looks.
You do?
Of her life.
In the show itself?
Yes.
You go back and change.
Beginning, when she had the long hair in Romance on the High Seas with Jack Carson.
Oh, wow.
And then in the middle of her career, and then at the end of her career.
Wow.
The looks.
That's
and
fantastic.
The songs.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. We're really looking forward to having Doris join us. And if you guys stick around, and I know you will, we have a very special guest coming in, and she's just going to regale you. So please come right back.
Pillow talk, another night I get myself up. Talk, talk, talk. Wonder how it would be to have someone to pillow talk with me. I wonder how, I wonder who would that you love me. And so, how am I ever to know?
Welcome back, and you'll be glad you stuck around. We have a very special guest. Who is she? She's Doris Day.
That's me.
That's you. Thank you so much, Doris.
My pleasure.
I've been a fan for a long, long time. She is a beautiful woman, isn't she?
Thank you.
KK is DD.
Yeah.
It's really Kristi King,
That's right.
who is as good a singer as Doris Day ever
It's
was.
my honor.
Yeah. That's really interesting that you would pick her, because she was such a huge star and everybody knew what she looked like and sounded like. So you're really biting off a pretty big chunk to say, I can do a tribute to her that they're going to buy into. But you're very professional at it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think the best part is I'm not saying this to brag,
Yeah.
but it is the truth. I am the only Doris Day tribute artist in the world.
Is that right?
That is correct.
I didn't know that.
There are a few women. There's one in the UK that sings Doris Day songs
Right.
in beautiful voice, but she doesn't try to
Doris.
sound like Doris
Yeah.
or look like Doris. She does her songs, which is, we love it. Anybody that shares her songs to the world.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always shocked how many young people know who she is. I mean, I'll sing Que Sera, Sera, and they all start singing. I was in Italy on a gondola in Venice,
Yeah.
and the guy wasn't singing. You know how they usually sing?
they
He didn't
sing,
even
yeah.
have a hat on. I was so disappointed. And he's not singing, so I thought, what the heck? I had my Bluetooth with me, so I just plugged in my Bluetooth.
And sang.
And I
Que
started
Sera,
singing,
Sera.
and there were Japanese people going by, and they were singing it. There were people from all over the world, because there's lots of these going by gondolas,
yeah.
and everybody. We look up. There's apartments where people are on their balcony.
Oh, that's
singing
a great
Que
story.
Sera, Sera, Yeah, so it's amazing how well known she is, not only to my age group, older age group, seniors in the world, but young people.
Yes.
Because they know that song.
Yes.
And also that song's been on many commercials.
It has.
Yeah.
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 That's amazing. That truly is. Now, when you do her in senior centers,
Yes.
it's really nice that you do that, by the way.
Love it.
And tell me what happens when Doris Day shows up at the senior living home.
Well, it's always a thrill because they know the words. Music is so universal.
Yes.
And even for people that have lost their memories, like my mother,
Yeah.
who lives with me,
Yes.
and she doesn't remember a lot of things, but they remember lyrics.
And she sings with you. You
She
sing with
sings,
her.
yes.
Yeah.
And but these people in the senior centers and the retirement homes, they know her songs, and they all sing along. Especially Que Sera, Sera. That's a sing along. That's a total sing along.
Yeah.
But I have had a funny thing. Two funny things with that is that a woman came up to me. I think she was around 95, sharp as a tack though,
Yeah.
and she said, she just said, I love your hair, but I can just tell you that Doris would never have dark roots. I thought I was going to pass out from laughter. Okay, I mean, she was sharp, and she's right. Doris would not have, but this is the only one that I found that really sums it up. And today, this is the new thing, right? Where the roots are a little bit darker.
People are all doing that.
But the next thing that was so great, and this was a woman that came up to me, and I think she was close to 100, and she said, "You know, I have every one of your records, every one of your movies." And so, I just play along.
You just go along,
and I go,
Doris.
"Thank you so much. It means the world to me. It really does." They love it.
That's sweet. You're so sweet.
Thank you.
That's really nice. Well, sweet lady,
yes.
will you do us the honor of a song as Doris?
Yes, and I'm really happy to do it in Las Vegas, finally.
With any luck at all, you'll be doing it a lot here.
This happens to be my personal favorite.
Okay.
So I'm going to do my personal say. And all those people out there, I need some help. Ready? Let's get those fingers going. Just like that. Everybody loves a lover. I'm a lover. Everybody loves me. Anyhow, that's how I feel. Wow, I feel just like a Pollyanna. I should worry, not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do, and I love everybody since I fell in love with you. Do-do-do. Who's the most popular personality? I can't help thinking it's no one else but me. Gee, I feel just about 10 feet tall. Having a ball. Guess you might call me a Pollyanna. I should worry, come on, not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do, and I love everybody since I fell in love with you. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Here we go now. Who's the most popular personality? I can't help thinking it's no one else but me. Gee, I feel just about 10 feet tall. I'm having a ball. Guess you might call me a Pollyanna. I should worry, not for nothing. Everybody loves me, yes they do, and I love everybody since I fell in love with you.
I'll be a Pollyanna.
Do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do.
Wow. Dead on. Dead on.
Thank you, Doris.
What a wonderful job you
Isn't that
just
fun?
did.
I love that song.
Oh, yeah, it's a great song.
It was a huge hit.
Oh, it was gigantic.
Yes.
How many #1 hits did she have? Do you have any idea?
Oh, goodness sakes.
It's got to be
I think
in the dozens.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, every single song she did is so memorable.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the ones from the movies, I think, are really, it's magic.
Yeah.
People just go nuts for that. And that was from her very first movie, Romance on the High Seas.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
And then, of course, Secret Love from Calamity Jane.
Oh, yes.
Which was the silliest movie she ever did. And that's a huge hit. And of course, Que Sera, Sera.
Oh, yeah.
Is another.
We're going to prevail upon you.
That was her #1 hit.
Ever.
You know
the
that
most sales.
song sold millions of copies, and this is back in the 50s. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
These artists today don't even sell millions of copies,
No,
No.
no.
And to think that she sold that many copies of that song. And that was from the most dramatic, her very first dramatic role was The Man Who Knew Too Much.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that was directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes.
And that's the movie where the boy and the whistle and the boy was
yeah, that's
kidnapped.
right.
And she didn't sing in that movie. She wasn't a singer, you know, but that song was from that movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the rest of the songs that were huge hits most of them were from movies.
Yeah, and that was a gigantic hit.
Yeah.
I remember that song.
Her biggest.
Singing it.
Her
you know,
biggest.
singing it at home, singing it in friends' houses, singing it everywhere because
And the words,
it was everywhere.
And the words are just, you know, what will be, will be. This is how we have to live our life, you know?
Yeah.
Que sera, sera.
Yeah. It's a good message, isn't
It
it?
is.
Yeah.
Look on the bright side. What will
Yeah.
be, will be.
Yeah.
It's in God's hands, right?
I think that's it is in God's hands. And I think that's part of her appeal, you know? Mm-hmm. Because it just was amazing how upbeat she was.
Oh, so always, even after the loss of her son, she always stayed up.
Yeah.
She always kept herself up.
Yeah. When did her son die? How old was he?
He was 67.
Yeah.
And he died of, it was melanoma cancer is what it was, from what I remember. And I'm trying to think of the year. It's been 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
been a while.
Yeah. But that had to have been very hard. Her only son, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But she knew where he was, and now they're together.
Yeah, that's right. That's the best way to look at all of this. Will you honor us with another song?
Let's do that song, but you have to ask your audience, Dale, please, that they have to sing along.
You have to sing along with this very next song. And for
We're
good
watching
reason.
you.
We know that you know it. There's no excuse.
We're not going to hold up any cue cards, okay? You're on your own here. I'll help you out.
Okay. Ready when you are, Maestro.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Sing along. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Sing along. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Last verse. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly. One more time. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Big finish. Que sera, sera.
Woo! That was marvelous. What fun you have doing that.
I do.
And it's infectious.
Thank you.
You know, I imagine they're on their feet before this song is over. Like, I love her.
Yes.
I know I do. I'm in love
Thank
now.
you. Thank you so much.
It's really
this
sweet.
has just been amazing.
Oh, well, thank you so much for
Finally
coming
get
on.
to share her to this side of the world.
Yeah, yeah. Let me ask you a little favor, if you don't mind. We have just a couple of minutes left. I'd like you to, that's your camera, address the audience and tell them a little bit about, because of your faith, we know that Jesus walks with you. And we have millions of people that tuned in. and they said, "Hey, Doris Day's going to be on Davidson's show. Let's watch it." Would you do just a couple of minutes on why having Christ in your life is important?
Well, I mean, it's important because he leads me and hopefully leads many of you in your life when you're down and when you have hardships. And Lord knows Doris had many in her life. I think, she had failed marriages and very troubling marriages. And I think her biggest one was losing her son. And she managed to get through that. I didn't speak to her about it, but I'm almost certain that she got through it, knowing where he is and knowing where she was going at some point, and that's where she is now. So I feel her in me all the time, and I know that she's up there, and I think that she's probably showing me off to everyone, saying, "Can you believe that this young woman would want to do me?" Somebody that was in the business for so many years. But I started very young. I started at 9, and the Doris thing came many years later. But I'm sure she's up there with God and Jesus and just walking around with all the angels, singing all these beautiful songs. I feel her all the time. And I do walk with God in my pocket, like I said. It's very important that we try to keep faith. This world is so crazy right now. And if we didn't have faith and we didn't have God in our heart, I don't know how any of us would make it, to be honest with you. So hold your faith and only think the best thoughts possible. That's one of my mottos. And when you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm in love.
Thank you,
I
Dave.
know millions of you are right now.
Come
Kristi
see
King?
the show.
Yes. We'll all make sure we know where it is.
Exciting. Thank you very much.
And we invite you back.
Thank
you.
you.
Have an open invitation.
Yay.
And you're going to be working here anyway.
Okay,
and
good.
We'll hang out.
Excellent.
So God bless you all, and thank you for watching. And as I try to remember to say each and every time, when it comes to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, please walk with him. God bless you.
Merry Christmas, darling. We're apart, that's true. But I can dream, and in my dreams, I'm Christmasing with you. Holidays are joyful. There's always something new. But every day's a holiday when I'm near to you. Oh, the lights on my tree, I wish you could see. I wish it every day. Logs on the fire fill me with desire to see you and to say that I wish you Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, darling. Happy New Year too. There's just one wish on this Christmas Eve. I wish I were with you. I know we all have somebody we're thinking about right now. Makes you cry, doesn't it? Logs on the fire fill me with desire to see you and to say that I wish you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, darling. Happy New Year to them.
just one wish on this Christmas Eve. I wish I were with you. I wish I were with you. Merry, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, darling.
Hi, I'm Dale Davidson, host of Las Vegas Tonight. You know, radio has an enduring place in the heart of America. Sometimes it's music that can enliven your spirit or keep you company when you need some. More often for me, it's just been the right spoken word or two that can quiet my mind and soul. Radio brings me a reassuring word in the quiet of night or a welcoming voice early in the morning as I shake off the night's sleep and find my way into God's purpose for my day. And always, I find the best radio station is the one that brings me the best news, the gospel of Jesus Christ. My favorite radio station is KKVV in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's still right where it's been for years at 1060 on the AM dial, hovering over Sin City like a gospel airship, broadcasting the good news of the abounding love that Jesus Christ has for every single one of us. No matter who you are or where you live, you can receive God's Word via the KKVV Gospel Airship. Just go to kkvv.com and click on Listen Live. KKVV is using all the tools that God's provided them, like podcasting and video streaming and video on demand, to produce programs that lift up our fellow believers and save the lost. If you feel a calling to speak to others about Jesus Christ on your very own show, pick up the phone and call the station. They'll be happy to tell you how. Call KKVV today at 702-731-5588 or drop them an email at kkvvradio@hotmail.com. Please join me in becoming part of the KKVV family. You'll be glad you did.
Across the ages, humanity is often gathered in prayer, especially in times of crisis and need. It's a natural response, but who are we speaking to? Is prayer merely a platitude or emotional cliche?
Yahoo!
Or is there a God on the other end of the line? And if so, can we speak to Him? And what is He saying? What exactly is prayer? Theologian John Piper describes prayer as intentionally conveying a message to God. He also outlines three main approaches to prayer, which each depend on how you view God. If your perspective is that God is in everything and everything is God, including you, me, the sunrise, the humpback whale, the smoke lightly wafting from his well, you get the picture. Prayer from this perspective is all about connecting with the divinity within us and around us. The only problem is that if we are part of God, prayer can feel like a one-sided conversation. If you feel like God exists, but He's distant and unapproachable, then prayer can become about developing special techniques or higher levels of devotion and holiness in order for our words to reach God's ears.
Hello?
Or we just give up trying. However, when you read the Christian Bible, God shows Himself not to be distant or silent, but to be personable, accessible, and a creator who speaks. In the creation story, we see Him literally speak each created thing into existence, as if to open an external conversation with His creation.
Howdy.
And throughout the Bible, He consistently speaks to humanity. So if God speaks,
Ciao.
how do we speak to Him? A big part of God's conversation with humanity was the person of Jesus, who God sent to earth as the human manifestation of Himself.
Thank you very much.
So that He could talk to us directly. The Bible literally refers to Jesus as the Word, God's Word. And He gave a direct answer when His friends asked Him about how to speak to God. Jesus says prayer is simply and honestly talking to God. If something is on your mind, if there's a situation where you don't know what to do, you can talk to God about it. You don't have to pray in a church, and you don't have to sound religious. God loves you and wants you to be real with Him. You can pray out loud. You can pray silently. He listens wherever and whenever. So how do we hear God? God's voice is described in the Bible as a still, small voice. Many people hear back from God by quieting the noise around them and pausing to listen. Or by reading the Bible, which God also calls His Word. The more you talk with someone, the more you get to know who they are. The God who speaks has started the conversation. If you haven't spoken in a while, why don't you try to pick it up again? It could change your life.
So let's talk about love. It's a beautiful fuzzy feeling that makes you forget everything. It's like this heart goes every time you see your favorite person. It sends shivers down your spine and feels like a couple of butterflies in your tummy. It's a gooey, warm feeling, isn't it? But do you know the difference between being in love and real love? Being in love, this little guy, as beautiful as it looks, wants to do the things for its own happiness. It wants things that brings him immediate satisfaction. It wants pleasure and intensity to satisfy itself and wants to do the things that captivate only the moment. It's self-seeking. Real love, on the other hand, focuses on the well-being and the growth of the other person. It is patient and sacrifices what's most important to it just to save you because it wants to see you grow. It seeks to deepen this relationship with you based on trust and friendship, a pure act of the heart. Even when you're selfish and wrong, it gives you another chance, like Jesus does. Christ is always around you to shower you with unconditional love in spite of mistakes, and He will never judge you. Jesus joyfully celebrates honesty, and He is a safe place of shelter. He never stops believing and doing what's best for you. That is real love.
Come on and shine, shine, shine. Las Vegas, shine your light on me.
You've been watching Las Vegas Tonight with your host, Dale Davidson. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of our show. We so appreciate your loyalty to our program. To keep Las Vegas Tonight on the air, please go to our website, vegassaints.org, and click the Donate button. To send a check or money order, please make it out to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries and mail it to 9030 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 255, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. To suggest a guest to appear on the show or any other suggestions or questions, write to Dale at dalewdavidson@yahoo.com or call him at 702-480-3989.
Shine, Las Vegas, shine.